Welcome back to my animal education series. So today I want to tell you guys about the Babirusa, which I personally find is a super interesting animal, and they're definitely not going to win any beauty contest by any stretch of the imagination. As I mentioned last week, the St. Louis Zoo had beautiful weather and a lot of people, so we were not able to film the video there. So I decided to film it on this beautiful day here. Since COVID, that's honestly been my biggest struggle, is finding a place and a time to film. Because my dad and I's schedules don't always work together, and finding a place that there's not a whole lot of people to be interrupted and not a whole lot of road noise has been quite difficult. The Babirusa can be found in the antelope yard section of the St. Louis Zoo, where you can have all sorts of different animals like the Specks gazelle, giraffes, zebras, camels, and all sorts of different really cool animals. And some of the enclosures are even multi-species, which I also find super fascinating. Babirusas are found in Indonesia on the island of Sulawesi. They prefer swampy regions near lakes and rivers. Like all pig species, the Babirusa is no exception to rolling around and playing in the mud. This mud acts like a natural sunscreen, as well as keeping the bugs off of it and keeping it cool. Now let's talk about the Babirusa's most prominent feature, their tusks. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, I did an awesome interview with Mike Dawson at the St. Louis Zoo's Artifact Department. He gave me access to an intact Babirusa skull in the video Mammal Skulls. And in these photos that I'm going to throw up on the screen here, you can easily see their upper and their lower tusks, which come out of their molars. And a fun fact about the Babirusa is that their upper tusks actually go through the snout and not on the outside of their mouth. These will get worn down over time just through usual wear and tear, but if they're not worn down enough, they will eventually grow into the forehead of the Babirusa, and sometimes they even kill the animal. These guys will eat pretty much anything they can find, from fruits, vegetable matter, tubers, small animals, and insects. They have a two-chambered stomach, which helps break down their very fibrous diet, and their stomach system is really close, if not identical, to that of a domesticated pig. The Babirusa can be found in family groups, mostly females and young ones, while the males typically are solitary unless for breeding. The males will also fight for breeding rights, and unlike most hoofed animals, the Babirusa will actually make a small nest right before they give birth, which I think is weird but fascinating. The Babirusa will give birth to 1 to 2 piglets at a time, and it is believed that they have such small litters due to reduced predation. And these piglets will come out striped at birth, and this helps them hide in the dappled sunlight of the forest. In the wild, Babirusa populations are declining due to habitat loss and poaching. Local human populations will shoot Babirusas for food and to protect their own home gardens. The IUCN has the Babirusa labeled as vulnerable out in the wild. There are organizations, however, to help protect the Babirusa and other Indonesian wildlife. Action Indonesia is an organization that is helping the Babirusa, the Anoa, and the Benten. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but they are helping them. They're not helping my pronunciation though. I do apologize for that. But if you guys are interested in learning any more about Action Indonesia, there will be a link down in the description if you guys want to donate or just look into what they're doing. Now let's talk about the St. Louis Zoo's Babirusa. They got their first pair of Babirusa in 1990, and they got one from the Bronx Zoo and from the Los Angeles Zoo. Since then, they've had a successful breeding program with up to 33 piglets that they've raised there. I think that's super awesome and a nice success story for this animal. So thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and as always, I'll see you next week.